Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, the main thrust of the bill is to provide relief to home buyers as the amendment proposed to give them the status of financial creditors, which helps them to represent in the Committee of Creditors and also make them an integral part of the decision-making process. If you look at the recommendations of the committee, it says, and I quote, "It has been recommended that home buyers should be treated as financial creditors owing to the unique nature of financing in real estate projects. Notably, classification as financial creditors would enable home buyers to participate equitably in the insolvency resolution process under the code." But, sir, the bill is silent on whether the allottees are secured or unsecured financial creditors. I'm asking this because if there's no clarity on this, then there will also be uncertainty about their priority at the time of receiving dues after the insolvency proceedings. I request the Finance Minister to please clarify this. The second point, there's no doubt, I was also a member of the Select Committee on the IBC, that there was discussion while considering the bill that the government would come back to Parliament if any changes are to be made, and this is one positive change, sir. But I would like to know from the Honourable Minister whether the amendment relating to home buyers is prospective or retrospective. This has to also be made clear, sir. The third point is the Insolvency Law Committee, headed by the Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, had submitted its report in March 2018 and gave some 9 key recommendations. So I would like to know from the Honourable Minister whether all the 9 recommendations have been incorporated in the bill, and if not, I would like the Minister to apprise the House the recommendations that have not been accepted and the reasons for not accepting the same. My fourth point, sir, is if you look at sections 234 and 235 of the Code, they deal with cross-border insolvency. But if you look at them closely, they do not provide any comprehensive framework for cross-border insolvency matters. I personally feel that the global investor community is keenly observing when India is going to have the cross-border insolvency framework. Once we have this, I'm sure we would be having more cross-border deals. If you look at the FDI flow, it was $62 billion in 2017-18, $62 billion US dollars in 2017-18, when compared to $60 billion US dollars in 16-17. It also helps further to enhance the ease of doing business, to provide a mechanism of cooperation between India and other countries in the area of insolvency resolution and to protect creditors. So there's a need to have a framework for cross-border insolvency. I would like to know what the ministry is doing in this regard and whether the Insolvency Law Committee was asked to look into this. If so, what are the recommendations made by this committee? I feel had it been brought with this bill, it would have sent a positive message among the global investor community. Sir, my next point is relating to Clause 37 of the bill, which aims to amend Section 240 by inserting a new Section 240A. The crux of the clause says that Section 29A of the Code does not apply to MSMEs. It is welcome, but the Clause 3 says that every notification issued shall be laid on the table of both Houses of Parliament, and if both the Houses make any modification to the notification would accordingly be modified as agreed upon by both Houses of Parliament. But I have every apprehension about this, and let me justify my apprehension by giving an example, sir. Sir, though it's unrelated, I think you'll see why I'm bringing this up. Section 6A7 of the Interstate Water Disputes Act, 1956, also says that every scheme or regulation made shall be laid before each House of Parliament, and if both Houses agree in making any modification, then such regulation shall therefore have effect only in such modified form or be of no effect. But this is not being followed when you have recently framed a scheme for the Kaveri river water distribution between upper and lower riparian states, sir. So how can we believe that you will place that notification before both the Houses, and if the Houses modify them, that you will change it accordingly when you're not doing it in other such acts, sir? I want an assurance from the Minister on this, sir. Sir, while we welcome the IBC, since we're talking about bankruptcy, I'd just like to take a minute to remind this House and the Finance Minister that due to the unfair, unscientific, and undemocratic way that AP was bifurcated, The residual state of AP continues to suffer from a budget deficit. Mr. Finance Minister, we demand that special category status should be accorded to Andhra Pradesh to bring a structural stability to our financial situation in our state also, sir. Sir, these are some of the observations which I wanted to make. With these words, I conclude my speech and request the Honourable Minister to look into the issues raised by me holistically and bring necessary changes to the code. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sri Kunda V. Reddy.
Thank you, sir. So